Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Introduce myself. My name is Tria Marsha. I am from English Education Department, Class B. Now I can sum up the novel I had read. The novel title is A Good Man is Hard to Find. Author is Flannery O'Connor, period English literature. Biography of the author, Flannery O'Connor. Mary Flannery O'Connor is an American writer. She was born on March 25, 1925 in Savannah, Georgia, United States. She is one of the greatest short story writers of the 20th century. She often wrote in a cynical southern Gothic style that relied on regional setting and grotesque character, as well as in violent situations. She has written 2 novels, 32 short stories, and numerous reviews and commentary as during his lifetime. History of personal life of author Flannery O'Connor. Flannery O'Connor was raised by her parents Edward Francis O'Connor and Regina Clint. She is an only child. As a child, she lived in Lafayette Square, which is now known as the Flannery O'Connor Childhood Museum. O'Connor and his family moved to Ellicottville, Georgia in 1940. They lived with his mother's family, known as the Klein Mansion. In 1947, his father developed lupus, which resulted in his death in 1941. O'Connor and his mother remained in Milledgeville before moving to Andalus Farm in 1951. It is now a museum dedicated to O'Connor's work. In 1949, O'Connor was accepted in the Law Writers Workshop at Paul Inc. Will continue his education at the University of Iowa. He did not forget his passion for writing. O'Connor attends various writers' workshops. He successfully graduated for 3 years with a BA in Sociology and English Literature in 1945. It was here that he published his first story entitled The Geranium in the literary journal Ascent. The Geranium is O'Connor's thesis in law, which contains a collection of short stories. He earned his MFA degree from the University of Iowa in 1945. In 1946, 50. Connor developed lupus, a disease his father had suffered from. He was hospitalized in Andalus. This is where his love of writing increased. His routine during illness was attending Mass, writing, and reading. Despite the worsening of his illness, he continued to attend lectures to read his work. He has written more than 2 dozen short stories and 2 novels while he was ill. O'Connor eventually died on August 3, 1965 and was buried in Millsdale, Georgia. The other literary of works writers Flannery O'Connor, with blood 1952. A good man is hard to find 1955. The Finland beer is away 1960. The habits of being 1979. The presence of grace 1983. A prayer journal 2013, and anymore. Synopsis of the story A Good Man is hard to find. The story opens with an unnamed grandmother complaining to her son Bailey that he'd rather go to Tennessee for vacation than Florida. The family decides to go to Florida regardless. He pities them by standing early and waiting in the car, dressed in his Sunday best, so that if he should be in an accident, the will caught aside as a woman. Grandmother here spoke incessantly during the trip, remembering her youth in the old South and commenting on various things she saw. When the family stops at a restaurant called The Tower for lunch, it asks the owner, Red Sammy, in conversation about an escape killer known as the Misfits. Granny agrees with Sammy's assertion that a good man is increasingly difficult to find. Back on the road, the grandmother, trying to turn her family around moving from Florida, starts telling her about a nearby house that she had visited as a child. Even hearing that she has sacred passage, the children become fixated on visiting the house, and they annoy their father until he agrees to follow the grandmother's lead. When her direction leads them down and abandoned their road, she realized that the house is, in fact, in Tennessee and not Georgia. Confused, she distracts his cat who panicked, causing Bailey to lose control and end up in a ditch. The kids see the accident as an adventure. The grandmother fakes internal injuries to gain sympathy. Family waiting for help. A car and three men got out. A leader shirtless and bespectacled. All three people have guns. The man in the glass ordered his cohort to inspect the family car and eggs in polite conversation with Billy until the grandmother identifies herself as an escaped convict known as the Misfit. Misfit shot his own father. He say that's what he's been told. He doesn't believe it. As the Misfit instructs his men to kill one family by one, the grandmother starts beginning for her own life by the flattering Misfit. When Misfit ignores a plea, it becomes a word. Panic. He tried to witness about Jesus. The Misfit became visibly angry. He was angry with Christ for having no physical evidence for his existence, casting doubt about the legitimacy of Christianity. He didn't want to waste his life serving a figure that couldn't exist, nor did he want to disappoint Almighty God who makes exist. He has set it on the idea that there is no pleasure but cruelty. The grandmother suddenly exclaimed, "Why are you one of my babies? You are one of my own children," and rushed out and touched the Misfit. He backs off and shot 3 times. When the legs are done killing the family, Misfit takes a moment to dust off his glass, concluding that his grandmother would have been a fine woman if someone there had showed every minute of her life. He exhausts a corner traditional Christian view that this is the true role of the conscience informed by the Holy Spirit. When his accomplices comment on the pleasure they have in killing, the Misfit tells him, "There is no real pleasure in life." At the end, the story of Mr. Shortley goes to a new area to see a new world, and Miss McClintock had to accept his fate because she went bankrupt and sold his livestock at auction. The similarities, the personal life of author with her literary works, and the similarity, the personal life of author with her literary works, the difference is that she writer has a passion to create while the character only care about himself but still believe in God. Analysis character. Grandmother who has a selfish nature but believe in God. Miss First, the villain everyone first. Bailey, a child who has a selfish nature because of the lack of teaching from his parents. Mr. Cunning, pastor who obey religion and the Lord Jesus. Beautiful, children who are in God and do not believe in God. Mr. Shotley, an old man living in the village who was always looked down upon by people. Miss McClintock, a woman who is broke because of her action and sickly. Analysis story. A good man is hard to find tells of a man who tries his luck in a village where he has no sympathy. Religious that are highly respected and obedient to God, but still prioritize ego or themselves. Tells of a good man who is very hard to find, but his kindness was wasted. Message of the story. The message of this story is that we should always believe in God, must be a patient person, as well as lowering the ego of each. I think that's all for me. Thank you for attention and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.